Hi-ho! We are here for our weekly manifestation oracle message. We just had our Capricorn full moon, so that should be revealing to us the things that are holding us back, whether that be our habits and patterns or aspects of our lives or routines or homes or comings and goings that need to be edited or changed or transformed. But take an inventory and let those things reveal themselves through the subconscious as well, right? We're also being influenced by that Cancer, like Mercury retrograde and Cancer energy, which is causing us to look back on our lives in our early childhood to see where that programming was planted, and to dismantle it from there. And we've got the influence of the cosmic mother, which is Cancer in Cancer season, and the moon. And then our cosmic father, which is the full moon we just had in Capricorn. So all of that is kind of coming to the surface. And so as we unravel childhood trauma and heal our nervous system, it's like we not only have to heal our minds and our consciousness, we have to heal our heart, we have to heal our inner child, but then we often neglect the last step, which is or not the last step necessarily, but a vital step, and that is our nervous system. Our nervous system can continue to work against us and send us into these patterns of low-level trauma responses that thwart all the efforts that we've done to heal and to set our sights and our consciousness and our actions and in the right direction. But then it's like our nervous system it's very powerful, very influential, and it's working against us. So I think we have to look at all those layers, and I think we're being shown all those layers as well. We have the dragon's duel here: inner conflict, morality, and conscious choice. So the Torah portion of the week deals with Pinchas, and he was tasked with doing away with two individuals that had been plotting against the Israelites, and they were doing things that were bringing plagues on the Israelites and death upon the Israelites. And so Pinchas was tasked with getting rid of these people, if you know what I mean. And he did not want to do this. He didn't feel important enough or powerful enough to do this. He feared the consequences. And as he was going at this task, he saw like the whole army coming towards him, and he was terrified, and like his soul like left his body. But because he kept going, it was like these like supportive souls or aspects joined him and helped him overcome the situation. And because of that, he was elevated and protected from the angel of death, or what we would experience as problems, conflict, challenge, sickness, early death, right? He was given a long life, and then he was able to die in a way that like righteous tzaddiks die. And so the way that applies to our life, and especially when you deal with things of the nature of the moon is like our hidden fears, our hidden insecurities that we don't see, our subconscious inclinations and beliefs. And sometimes the moon in the tarot has to do with facing our fears. And so that same principle applies here. It's like we've got to see the situation and be able to face that fear, and when it comes to doing the right thing, right? We're not talking about doing fearful things that you're afraid of because they're reckless and negative choices, though that might be your conscience or your inner guide or your spirit leading you in another direction. But we're talking about when you're being led to do something that is the right thing, or that's the the higher truth or for the highest good, and you're afraid to do it because of the consequences, and it takes courageous, bold moves. And so when you do that, you do put this blessing and protection around you. And so we have to choose and vote for that kind of consciousness. And so we're always kind of in this dragon's duel, where are we going to feed into our ego's fears and judgment and perception and attachments and resentments and and biases, or are we going to choose to look at the through the lens of our higher self, through our spirit, through the lens of God's consciousness, and feed that, and feed that, to choose to feed those thoughts and feelings and actions. So it's up to us. All right, so we're not letting fear hold us back. The resting tree, patience and stillness. So also tying into this idea of this portion of Pinchas, this is the portion that holds all the mystical secrets about healing. And one of the secrets of healing is shalom, wholeness, peace, knowing that you're whole and complete, even amidst the circumstances in themselves, it's all whole and complete. The remedy is already there. All the things that are hidden within the world that are healing are already there. But we just have to know that it is the light that's healing us, and then we can connect with the remedy, right? The Bible says, and the Zohar says, that there's a plant or an herb that can cure any ailment on earth, any ailment. And the thing is that the secrets aren't revealed, because if everybody knew what plants that, which plant healed what, that they would be overly fixated on the material vessel rather than the real power that's like emanating from that material vessel. So they would get caught up in the plant's power rather than the creator's power that's just being generated through that plant, right? So part of the way to connect with healing over at least this week particularly is to connect with inner peace, and to cultivate that inner peace and stillness. And when we rest and when we play, there's an act of surrender, and it's an act of faith, and it's an act of letting go and trust. So resting, patience, and stillness, taking Shabbat. And that card and that theme really did come up a lot during the Capricorn Strawberry Full Moon workshop. So watch that. The Horse King, assistance and control. So who is the real king who's assisting us, right? So we need to give up that controlling nature and allow the king, source of all, to assist us. And so that could mean that that force is bringing in helpers through people, or through information coming our way, or resources coming our way. But we need to ask in prayer for that assistance, for help, to be guided. The paradox we have to hold as spiritual, mystical people, students, seekers, is that we have to give maximum effort and take radical responsibility for everything, as if no one else will do it if we don't, and have the humility and the humbleness and the appreciation to say, you know what, if it wasn't me, somebody else would have come and done it. I'm not elevated. I'm just a willing vessel who was there, who was a channel or a conduit, right? So we have to take ultimate responsibility, but also have ultimate humility and appreciation. So in that, we give up our illusion of control, and then that gives us actually more stability in the end. We hold on to that control because we think that it's making it more stable, right? And when we're not relaxed, and you ride a horse and you're trying to pull the reins, you make the horse really unsettled. You really have to relax and surrender and be cooperative when it comes to riding a horse. And that actually, by trusting the horse more, you are safer, you're more stable, you have a more harmonious relationship with your beast of burden, as it were. All right, and final, the Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. So it's like putting it on ice, right? Look at this frosty scene. Such a nice little scene to see on such, and we're in the hot July, end of June, July days, which, by the way, on the 29th, which is today, Jupiter enters Leo, and it leaves all the emotional intensity of Cancer. So we have a moment to pause, be patient as things are coming into fruition. It's not that things are being put on ice. It's just giving you a minute to chill out. chill out and let everything come together. Let the transformation happen. It's already happening. We already know what it's like to go through such rapid growth cycles, but we are in a big shift. And so we are choosing our consciousness. We're allowing the rest of that emotional processing that came through Jupiter leaving Cancer. It's like that last sort of digestive push in one of those gut cleanses. And so we just have to let it process out. And so, allowing that to happen, giving ourselves a minute, giving ourselves some stillness and some quiet. And the world does not want you to do that. As soon as you think, okay, I'm going to set aside some time to go into a hermitude and do some quiet reflection and do some work for a few days, everybody wants to make plans. So you really have to protect that time and space, and not everybody understands it, but it's important. Jesus did it all the time. All right, you guys, that's all for today. Lots to catch up on as far as yesterday's video for the week. Our anchor message was really good. And then the Capricorn full moon workshop was really great as well. So be sure to check those out. Ciao.